everybody. Welcome to the first video in our February 2019 video series where we produce a video every day for the month of February here on the Debsterism Channel. I hope you enjoyed this programming. It should be very interesting and lively, and I'll welcome your comments. So today, as we set things off, we're going to talk about how to pace a relationship. And it came to me that this is very important because not only of the letters, some of the letters that have come through the advice column, but the very nature of how women approach a relationship. There's like all this angst and this worry about what it means and, nailing things down. And I thought, okay, you guys, you're probably scaring a lot of dudes away with all these emotions and this needing, what they're going to interpret rather as neediness. It doesn't mean that you are. I'm just saying how it's going to be perceived on the other side. So while watching some old horror movies on some channel on Roku, I forgot what the name of it was, I happened to notice how purposeful the zombies were. They had one thing on their mind. They moved forward at a slow and steady pace. Admittedly, could get distracted. Sometimes they would kind of stop or they would go around in a circle, but they were following the movement patterns of the prey or the person, whatever they were going after. And I thought, okay, this is really interesting, and this is how most women should be in a relationship, following the guy's lead. And a lot of women will say, well, we don't want to do that. We're modern women of today. Can you have a relationship by yourself? Excuse me. I understand you want to take charge of your life and all that stuff, but the only person you have charge of is yourself. You don't run nobody else except you. Half you can't even control your own kids. So I don't understand how you think you can control what a grown man does and when he doesn't. You have to work with what you got. And that's why I promote women dating more than one man at a time. But that's another video. Let's talk now about this pacing thing. Because say you meet a new guy, right? And it's exciting when you meet somebody new and you click with them and you start, you get into your fantasies about where this could go and what this could mean, and everything that you say, he gets it. You guys have a similar sense of humor. You enjoy talking to each other. The communication is good. He's a lot of fun. So, it's easy to get caught up. It's very easy to get caught up in a situation like that. But there's certain things that you have to do, and some of them may be contrary to your nature, but I think you will have greater success in building a relationship with, not just building a relationship, but building it with the right guy if you take control of things and you pace yourself like a zombie. I know this is crazy. I understand that you guys are probably like, this chick is out of her mind, but just go with me on this. Go with me on this. Because dating, I don't know what some people have in mind for dating, but dating is about spending time with somebody away from the normal hubbub and pressures of your life to get to know this person. And it's great, like I said, when you have a strong attraction, but that can sometimes derail women's good sense. You get so caught up in what you're feeling that you turn your brain off and you forget to do what you're supposed to be doing, which is assess this guy. So, that's what I want to refocus your attention on. So, you need to wrap your mind around the fact that your emotions may take you down the wrong path, but you have to take control of that and go through this checklist that I'm going to be giving you and make sure you stay on track with every guy that you meet so that you can either move forward with the right guy or you can get rid of the one who's wrong before you get too deeply involved. So let's go with number one. The number one thing you need to do is resist acting on every feeling, don't be so impulsive. That's the bottom line. You get that urge, you wake up in the morning, oh, I want to send him a text and say good morning. And then you in your meeting and you think about him. Hi, babe, I was just thinking about you. You do. And then you're on your way home from work and then you call him. What are you doing this evening? This and that. Now, this is fine. If you guys are in a relationship, and you're married or something, then these things might be okay. You would have worked this kind of stuff out. But I'm talking about when you just meet somebody. You don't know what his situation is. And you putting all this on it, that's just too much and that's too soon. I mean, why can't you just enjoy those feelings that you have of thinking about him in that moment. I mean, why do you have to act on it? Why can't you just be a woman of mystery and let him spend his some time over there thinking about you too? Instead of you, every time you think about him, you pick up the phone. You pick up your phone, you texting, you pick up your phone, you calling, you sending an email. You're doing something to make a connection to this dude so that he never really gets the opportunity to fantasize about you and wonder what you're doing or who you're with and all, smile and think about the time you spent together. You eliminate all that because you just too much in his face. So that's something that I think a lot of women do. You need to resist. Let him pursue you. Let him find you. Let him wonder about what you're doing sometimes. Okay. Then number two, stay focused on what's happening right here, right now. Stop looking into the future and writing your name with his and wondering how y'all's kids would look and where this is going and telling all your friends you wonder if he's the one, and just like future talk. Oh yeah, I was thinking next year, we might go on a vacation together, we might this, we might that. I mean, why would you do that to somebody that you barely know? I mean, I know you're feeling good around him, your hormones are racing around, every time you look at him your heart starts racing and all this old stuff, but you don't know him enough yet to be talking all that future talk. You need to stay focused on what's going on right here and right now, like a zombie. You don't see them worrying about tomorrow. You don't see them worrying about next week. They are focused on what's going on right now, right in front of them, and you need to do the same thing. You get caught into this projecting of the future, you will ignore things that are going on right under your nose with this dude. You need to stay focused. And don't be creating all these expectations either. Because once you get into expectation world, you're going to start being disappointed when he doesn't meet them, which you have like, all this secret stuff going on that he doesn't know he's supposed to be doing and saying and thinking. And it comes to your secret agenda, which is my point number 3. You want to avoid coming on too strong with your feelings. Please rein in your feelings. And this doesn't mean always, oh, I love you, this and that. It could also mean where you're talking about stuff that hurts you. You sitting up there crying about some ex that did something to you or something that happened in your childhood. You having all these emotions about it and all this stuff. I mean, really? Do you really think that that's going to make the dude just miss you and want to be with you? He's going to make him think you need meds. Okay, you doing too much. You need to slow that down. Zombies, be like zombies. They're the strong silent types. What do? I guess in some movies they go or something, but they're not really like having conversations. They're not wearing you out with words, and y'all need to slow that down too. I love you. I miss you. Oh baby. After just a few dates, you putting too much on it. You just be rushing the dude to a finish line, and like I said, through your agenda without giving him the time that he needs to assess where he wants to go and what his feelings are. You got to just slow down. I mean, I know you thought about this. You want to have a husband, and you want a family, and you want, your dog and your 2.5 goldfish, and you want all this stuff, and you've been dreaming about it for years, and it's very something that you really want for yourself as part of your life plan. I get it. I understand that. But it's fine that you want it and you will probably get it, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it from him. So you have to slow down and use this time, your dating time, to be assessing if this guy is that Mr. Right or if he's not. He might be Mr. Okay or Mr. kind of sort of, but that doesn't mean he's exactly what you're looking for, and you need to slow down so that you can stay clear and determine that. A lot of dudes, you start talking about kids and all this old stuff, and love and all that, they start thinking that you're some kind of fatal attraction chick and they want to flee. So, I strongly suggest that you guys adhere to this warning. Be kind of zombie-like, the strong silent type, but don't be, doing too much with your feelings. My point number 4, and this is a hard one for a lot of you. You have to resist spending so much time together. You got to stay focused on what your life is and your hobbies, your interests, your friends, your job, your goals. You have to do that. And I mean, it's really fine for you to miss somebody. Don't get me wrong. It's fine for you to start thinking about him a lot and all that. But there's what you have to make sure that you do is keep your own life then moving forward, because you just met this guy. You don't know what's going to happen between the two of you, And if he might meet somebody else, you know what I mean? And even though he liked you, he might like her better. And so you get ghosted. And in the meantime, you done put all these expectations and feelings, all this stuff. You done changed your whole life around, ditched your friends, half missed a lot of work because you want to be up under him and all this stuff. And so now you look like an irresponsible idiot that's desperate for a man to everybody around you, and he's gone. Now what you gonna do? You got to go back and rebuild all those relationships that you just fucked up chasing behind some man. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're not going to cancel plans with your friends just because he called and wants to do something. You're not going to jump up and just drop what you was doing and ignore other people and get off the phone with other people to respond to his text and all of that. You're going to maintain some semblance of your dignity as a woman. You're not going to text him when he isn't texting you, trying to chase him down. Where are you? Well, what are you doing? Well, why haven't you texted me? Well, why haven't I heard from you? You're not going to do that. And you're not going to go and try to be slick and invite him to this event that you suddenly and magically got 2 tickets for. You're not going to play them games. And you dare ask him what he feels about you and if he's interested or if he likes you. If he did, he would tell you. Okay, maintain your Z-like sense of quiet dignity, even though they're kind of rotting and all of that stuff, but you know what I mean. This is merely an analogy, okay, not to be taken completely literally. Number 5. A lot of you don't seem to get this. You need to understand. I don't give a fuck how long you known the dude, how excited you are to the dude, how much it seems you have in common with the dude, how much attraction you guys have, the flames just jumping off of you when you look at each other. You need to understand when you sleep with a man that you barely know, when you get up, you do not have a relationship with him. That does not make him your boyfriend. That means that's merely a man that you slept with. That's it. Okay, and just because he sleeps with you, that doesn't mean he likes you like relationship kind of likes you. I guess he likes you enough, but depending on the kind of man, they will screw like some homeless chick with no teeth. They don't care. So, that isn't necessarily kind of like, a flattering thing because some guy wants to sleep with you. A lot of them have like zero standards. So, you're a nice lady. You do take care of yourself. You're educated. You try to handle your business and all the stuff. You got good credit and all that. But if he's a knucklehead type of dude that'll sleep with anything, him sleeping with you it's not a feather in your cap. Okay? You need to understand that. All of this depends on the type of dude that you're dealing with. He could have just been in the mood and you just happen to be there and a willing person willing. Who knows? But just don't put too much on it. If you decide you want to sleep with him, do that. You're wrong. But don't get, when it's all over and done with, don't be getting all in your feelings talking about, oh, well, what does this mean? I only usually have a relationship, sex with someone that I'm in a relationship with. I don't really do things like, don't do that. Maintain your Z-like quiet. Say that was great. Thank you. Hope you had a good time too. And then you get up and you leave. Or if he's at your house, you kick his ass out. Okay, let's move on to point number 6. You're going to shut up. I don't even know a more blunt way to put it. A more polite, whatever. Women talk too much. You tell too much of your damn business. You want to overshare. You give out too much information. You don't need he don't need to know all the details about your previous relationship and how you feel about dating and how you feel about marriage and how you feel about abortions and just avoid any kind of overly personal controversial stuff. You're supposed to be focusing on getting to know this man, not espousing your political and social opinions about everything. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what you think. He's trying to get to know you as a person. What makes you tick? Okay, there's a completely different thing. What you think and who you are not the same. Because what we think, that could change. 10 minutes from now, when we hear a different opinion or read something that contradicts what we thought was facts. So that in itself isn't really the key to you. He's going to want to know who you are that he would be in a relationship with. And you don't want him to be overwhelmed with all your emotions and all this old stuff. Just shut up, talk about some light, funny stuff, movies or some books you read or something you saw crazy online or something like that, or where you going on vacation, some lightweight stuff, showing pictures of where you went with your girls last year or something. I mean, stuff like that. But you want to avoid getting in too deep too soon, and especially oversharing personal information that might, not be helpful to your reputation or your lifestyle if it gets out. Not everybody needs to know all the depths of your situation. And number seven, I need y'all to be straight, be real in your presentation and your communication with these men. Too many women want to bend over backwards and change themselves and try to be someone that they're not to quote get him. And just think about it. I mean, you a zombie. I mean, you can put your perfume on and all this stuff, but the bottom line, I mean, the fact that you a zombie is gonna be revealed sooner or later. So that's what I mean. I mean, I'm trying to make this at least somewhat different and interesting, but the bottom line is who you are and what you are will be revealed to him soon enough. Okay, there's no need for you to pretend to be something that you're not and hide yourself and what you like and your dislikes and stuff like that to try to get along with him. What he might like something like, I went out with this dude one time and we went to a sushi bar. Now I'll eat sushi, but I'm not really like the raw fish sushi person. I like the cooked fish, and I like, like the vegetable rolls and stuff. I'm just I'm no. And so he want to get, child, why does, well, he got like octopus and shit. I'm looking at that. I'm like, nah. He's like, well, do you want to? I'm like, nope. I'm usually pretty adventurous about food. But, there's just certain things that just don't look visually appealing to me. And I don't want to put it in my mouth. And that's one of them. And so I didn't eat that shit. And, there's no need for me to pretend that I was going to like it. I was very blunt. So, no, I'm not eating that. And he was all affected. Well, you make it sound like it's gross. I said, well, I don't know. You like it. But I don't have to like everything that you like, right? And he said, well, no. I said, okay. And then when I put it that way, then he shut up. But he was getting ready to get started. But that's what I mean. You need to be who and what you are and be comfortable with yourself so that you're not trying to pretend to be something that you're not. You a zombie. Okay? He gonna find out that soon enough. Don't be trying to pretend that you ain't. That's just the bottom line. And number 8, just walk slowly forward. Take your time walking into love. You don't have to take a running leap and jump in with every dude that, tickles your fancy. But, this is supposed to be a gradual process, like pulling off the skin of an onion, one little layer at a time. And that's how you get to find out who he is. And you want to see him in a lot of different situations. You guys want to have a lot of different conversations. You want to have a lot of different, present different ideas, get his take on it. All of that kind of stuff with your job. And some of you may have children. You may have parents that you have to take care of, or clubs that you in, or offices that you hold in the community or something. I mean, most people have like a lot of stuff going on. They not just going to work and dealing with some dude. So you have other obligations on your time. You need to make sure that the time you spend with him is productive time, not just, doing stupid stuff. You want to have some good conversations with this man and get in his head and let him get in yours. You can't skip over this stage. When people try to skip over it and they rush to get married or rush to live together and all this stuff, they go through the process afterwards, and 90% of the time they end up breaking up because they weren't really looking at the true compatibility that they needed to make a relationship really work. So in conclusion, pacing to me is about slowly getting to where you want to go by being in observation mode. You got to rein in your expectations. You got to get control of your emotions. You got to stay grounded. You have to move slowly because you want to give yourself time, like I said, to observe his words and his actions. And you want to make sure that shit matches up. Because a lot of people will say something, but then they do something completely different. If you start seeing some contradictions, see, that's a red flag. But if you rushed in, you all in love, you moving together, you pregnant with his kid, and then you start, then you slow down and start observing. Well, now you've done things backwards. You don't need to do that to yourself. And you're also slowing it down because you want to give him the time to observe you as well. It's not just a one-sided thing, because you're going to be observing him, but he's going to be observing you as well, because you want, And just because you feel a connection with him, that doesn't mean he feels it back. That's why you got to slow down and take your time and really watch and observe. Because sometimes you'll observe, everything was starting off really good, and then he starts falling off with the calls and the visits, the texting, the dates, everything starts falling down. It slows down, and it feels like the relationship is going in a circle, has come to a stop. Well, then that's when you know that he's not really feeling it anymore, even though he's not saying it with words. His behavior is telling you, and then that's when you know it's time to cut and run. Likewise, you also want to be kind of leery of the man who wants to sort of rush in and stake a claim in the first few dates or the first week, and he's more focused on a relationship, quote, a relationship, but not a relationship with you because he doesn't really know you yet. You feel me? He just rushing past that getting to know you phase that I said, where he's going to have to do it later, and it's going to cause problems. And you want a man who really feels that you're the one for him. You two are so compatible. Everything, no relationship is without its problems, but you should be like 90% of the time in really good standing with each other. And that other 10%, you're going to look at him and you're going to be like, look, don't make me choke you. And that's just how it is. We still wait for that perfect man to be born, and it hadn't happened yet. So you want to make sure, if he's moving real quick like that, some of these dudes, there's like a problem there that they're trying to hide. They're trying to get you, past the point where you're like emotionally connected to him before he drops that bomb that he's married, he's, whatever. He got some kind of issues. Or it could be running again because he just wants some booty, or he's a homosexual trying to come up on some woman to be in love with him so he can have a place to live. So, just be careful. These are some warnings. This is all about you pacing your relationships and making sure that you do what's in your best interest for your life, because the whole purpose for this program series is to get you to understand how you can live your best life. Thank you very much for listening. This is Deborrah Cooper from survivingdating.com and the YouTube channel Debsterism. Please share a link, tell a friend, and ask people to subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.